Hey kids, how are you doing? So let's look at the second part of Across the Universe, this little classical version we've been doing. I need to make something clear. The last video I did, I just realised my guitar was actually in a bit of a different tuning. It was a bit lower. So I just tried playing along to my own song, my own version, going, oh dear, it's not quite the same kind of tuning. So what I'll do now, if you find that weird and you've been going, oh, how does that work? It doesn't sound anything like it. It's my fault because the guitar was tuned slightly lower. So what I'll do now is, if you've kind of learnt a bit of it and then stop the video and just learnt it on your own guitar, that's great. Then if you want to play along, you can play along with what I'm going to do now. So here we go. Okay, so we were up to, I think, we were up to kind of the 8th kind of bar, which is the 3rd row down, and we were repeating. The first 2 bars are quite easy, aren't they? Because they're very similar to the bit you've done beforehand, which is... So remember, we're kind of doing this kind of G thing where you're playing. This is just a bit of a reminder. So we're doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that finger goes there. So you've got this. That's the way I would do it, because you need that finger for the next bit. So, okay. First finger there, open top string, open bottom string, 3 on the B. Then you're into this chord, which is kind of a G over B. Then over to 1st fret with the open A. Okay. And then this is the tricky bit, so we'll go into that in a minute. So we've got... Then that one with your open A, and your alternative between that and that string there on the 3rd. So you're going 1 note. So we are now in, just to help you, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're in the 10th bar. So right at the bottom of that first page. So you've done 1 and the 0 on the A, and then the 3 on the like that. Da, da, da. Then you were going to do this. You're going to go to this weird one. So it's up to you what you want to do. You could just do that with, if you're there, going... That might be the best way of doing it, actually. So we've done 1, 3, 1, 3. Then this finger's going to take over from what this one's doing. This one's going to go up to the D. So you're going to there, like that. Get that nice sound. See that? So you're there. And the second finger is like, get out of my way, first finger. Da, da. So after you've done that, you do an open on the B. Then you go to the G on the 2nd. Bit tricky for some of you, this will be. Those two. Open on the B, 2 on the G, then open on that G. So it's those two. Open on the B, 2, 0, and then you hit the 3. Now, we talked last week about if you see curves in the paperwork. I'll see at the bottom here. So we've just done ba 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 ba, not 3, not da 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 da, ba 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 ba, and this is a bit I've just taught you, the 1 and the 1, da ba, not 2, not 3, but you've got this 0, 1 and this curve here. Now if you see a curve in classical, it usually means you're letting it ring to that point. So in a way, for now, don't worry about this curve, and also just don't worry about this curve or this 0, 1 here. Forget that, because that's just where you're ringing it to. You don't play those, okay? Important to realise that. So, the whole of that last bit. Okay, so working with the paperwork is essential for this song. So good work. Right, second page. You start on this chord here. So you're right, it's a bit like a G again. So your second finger at the top and your ring finger there. Shaka. In the song he sings some Indian words. Shakarula Deva. I think it's like an ancient kind of Indian statement. I think it's something about, it's something very spiritual and lovely. So you do that, 3, then you take this third finger off, play 0 there. So you've done your 3 0 there together, then your 0, then take your fingers off after that, and then play a 3 here. Those two, 0, 3, and back to the 3. Okay. Shakaroo, and again, there's another little curve on that bit. Can you see that? So you've just gone. Just find it. Ba 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 ba. You got this little curve here. Again, don't worry, just letting it ring to there. So forget about that 3 there. Okay. So you got. Then you go to the 2. Then you've got to go up to the 5th on that bottom string with your 3rd, really important. Because you played that 5 and then you're going to place that finger there. So what you've got is and you let that 1 ring, you let that 5 ring, and then you play the 3rd there. Shakarula Dave. Then you go back to that. That seems a bit complicated, so just take your time. 5, 3, and then back to the 3 there. Okay, so that's what you've got. Shakarula Deva. Okay, see how you do with that. Then you get to this chord. So you're back on the 3. You're on a 3 here and a 2 here. You play them all together. So you play those 3 strings together. If you can't do those 3, just do 2 there. Bum bum. So it goes down, bum bum, down, bum bum. From the start. try. So try that. Again, a lot of this is just you taking your time over the piece, really. So let's go from, let's just go from just the start of that second page to make it easy. After that, you've got this nice easy bit. So you're playing the open D and the 5, then the 3, then back to the 5. Nothing's gonna change my world. So then you bring your finger to the 3. So you've done that. I think actually you could play that with the open nought as well. Like that. And then another 2 hits on the nought. No, so nothing's gonna change my world. Okay, then back to this idea, but this time you're here. 3, 3. See that? So you're doing the A string on the 3rd and the bottom string on the 3rd. So now you are, if you were looking at the second page, you are nearly halfway down that page. Then the 2, back to the 3, then an open on the B. Okay, open on the B. Bum, bum. So let's go from the start of the 5s at the top of the 3rd bar on the top row. Then back to that 5 bit again. 3. Then back to this 3 bit. And then you finish with a finger on the top string. A finger on the top string. Then a finger open on this one and an open one. This one's a bit tricky, this one. Like that. Okay. So yeah, see how you do with that. There's a lot to do there, but just take your time and work with the paperwork. Just to clarify, when there are some tricky bits actually, I think it's around the first bit where you do the 5s. It's pretty simple at the start. But then when you go to this 3, I said to play it with the nought, but you'll play it first on its own, and then you can see that the curve is asking you to finish playing it when there's a nought there as well. But what it's asking you to do is basically this, so don't worry too much about this. You either just play it with it at the time or not. So the choices are this. Play it with the nought now. Ba, bum, bum. Or like properly, like the paper, it's properly saying. First C on its own. So you're actually playing that nought at the end of the ring of that. Listen. You do it again here. Play the nought here. And then bring the bass in at the end of that nought. So let me go through the whole song, see how you feel about this. Even I found that bit the end hard. I ended up just playing maybe just those two. Okay. Now there is another little bit after that, but I think if we just stick to that and see how far you do with that. It's actually simple yet complicated in places. So any questions, get in touch. Thank you.